Hi, welcome back to another episode of Can They Paint? We're here with Geekd. We have Nick, Carter, Christian, and Grant. And actually, Christian's going to explain the rules. He absolutely doesn't want to, but...
I told you we're not doing that again.
But we're going to have him do it, because it's a very unique set of rules, and it's actually a good one, so here he goes.
Okay, bear with me. The rules are, there are no rules. We are going to be abstract painting, and the beauty of abstract art is that there's actually no objects that you're painting. It's purely emotion and visceralness. And so as this fine gentleman asked me questions here, we're going to kind of... Oh. Can we cut this? I'm just kidding. But as we're like talking and being spontaneous, we'll paint and it'll be a great time. It'll be great.
Hell yeah.
Because I don't know how to fucking paint.
So we're going to get right into it, actually, and we're going to talk about psychedelics. How about that?
Psychedelics. We don't do drugs, actually. My mom's going to be watching.
We're all sober.
Christian doesn't do drugs.
What would be a psychedelic starter kit for something?
A psychedelic starter kit? I would say, well, first off, you need to have your psychedelics.
Gram of shrooms, a type of acid.
Let's start
water.
there. Like, who do you...
Water.
Is there a certain person you buy it from?
Oh.
Like, did someone
No,
go
no,
sketchy
if you're
and
gonna
like,
do-
no, I'm not going to buy it from
If
them?
you're gonna do fruit, you do water. Or I'm sorry, if you're gonna do food, you do water.
Yeah, don't eat when you're
I'm sorry, you're gonna do food, you do fruit. Holy fuck. That was a water.
If you eat something, eat fruit. You're going to want lots of water, good music.
Okay.
Good music.
What about the people you're with?
You don't want to have assholes with you, for sure.
I actually heard
Sorry,
the
I meant
difference
to sick
between acid and shrooms is on acid, you can't trip on anything that's not there, but on shrooms, you can trip and imagine anything you want.
No.
Is it opposite? Or is it none of it true?
I think they're just different experiences. I think between the two acids has always seemed the more extreme and like intense for me.
Yeah.
That's fair. The way I've always thought about it is acid is more your mind, shrooms is more your body. Like,
Yeah,
an acid is more mechanical. Like, acid you think about, like, okay, so I made a song the first time I did acid, like, on Ableton. And, like, that's a mechanical thing. Like, Ableton, like, you're fucking with, like...
Right.
That. And shrooms is more of, like, a spiritual, like...
Body.
Yeah,
With
body,
mushrooms-
like... You know, it's a different kind of thing.
Mushrooms are guided by earth spirits most strongly because they came from the earth in the first place. Whereas since acid is synthesized in a laboratory, the guiding spirits of that is the hands of everyone it exchanged with until it got to you.
Okay.
Mushrooms has that too, but the guiding spirit of mushrooms is the earth, and so you have a more like
Hell yeah.
natural connection.
Yeah.
But LSD is it's more like man-made, right? You're actually it's the person who created it to the first person he sold it to however many hands it exchanged with until it got to you.
And interestingly enough, like acid tends to be, like I said, more extreme and more intense. And
Which I think the opposite.
you think the opposite? For me, I've always like it's just longer and.
Because I've known people that bite other people's faces on acid.
Really?
The inclination
I
to
feel like
do
that's
such.
a
You never know
person
what they're
problem.
gonna fucking do.
I've had
That's
people
a-
piss
that's a you
themselves
thing.
and like seize out and
You said
stuff.
piss
but-
themselves?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've
That
seen
happens all the time.
Yeah, that's
I'm
just
just kidding.
like
That
you
doesn't
get
My
good,
goddamn
but-
couch, man.
My friend shit himself drinking Fireball.
Damn, dude.
That guy's a bitch.
It's not the same,
I
but...
don't know what's up
Yeah, he is. So, I mean, have you guys had a bad trip, though, before?
with that. Yeah.
No.
It's very rarely though. It all has to do with how your mindset and how you decide you want to spend your time.
It's your mindset. Yeah, no bullshit.
Like for me, like I usually always will have activities set up, and so I'll get my paints ready. I'll typically listen to music. I'll like draw or go for a walk. Like you have to kind of do stuff because it's so like everything's just so up.
Takes over your mind.
Yeah.
This is interesting because like I told you before we even started this, I've never even tried it, but I've only heard stories.
I highly recommend. Is when you're in a good place.
Dude, even if you're in a bad place, like
Yeah.
it can get you to a good place. It's rough, but
How does this relate to your music, though? Like, so what? How does this
Let me
inspire
Let me tell you.
you? No, please.
Interestingly enough, like I'm really happy to be here first off,
Okay.
but also very happy that we are painting and we played music today because the first time I ever tripped, the very next day I started painting and I wrote the song Rayma actually, which was the first tune on the record and in the performance. Before that, I never considered art something I would ever do. I actually didn't like it because I never tried it. with success. Like I probably had some experience as a kid where like someone said my art was shit, and I was like, I'm not an artist.
Okay.
And so I just stayed away from it. And when I ended up tripping, like it really felt like a stone was turned. Like
So
it
you
was
didn't
spark.
like unlock something then?
Literally, like what I did is I was with my buddy, my old roommate, and we planned the whole day off. We canceled work, got some crayons, and
What did you tell your boss?
I was
I'm
told
canceling
I
today,
told him
sir.
I'm canceling. I can't teach today.
You're,
because
you're
I'm
allowed like
sick.
7 trip days per year.
Yeah, it was in that contract. But yeah, no, I just colored and it felt amazing. I was like, wow, I feel like a kid again and feel free and like I'm not afraid of doing this. And actually what we were talking about. You know, I used to think art was this X, Y, and Z. Like you have to draw. If you're drawing a fucking bike, it's gotta look like a bike. But put a crayon in my hand and I'm doing acid and listening to fucking what song is that?
Dissolve.
Dissolve?
By Liquid Stranger.
You know, and like I feel relaxed and like there's no rules.
I hung out with Christian the
No.
first day he did, and then I had to leave and go to work. And like he had his PA system out in his living room. And when I left, I put on Dissolve by Liquid Stranger, and then just said, "Okay, I'm leaving. Bye." And then the next day, he texted me like, "Yo, what the fuck was that song?"
It was bumping,
Because
man.
it just feels good.
Music
Like, that's
bumps.
one of the cool things. Yeah, is like music's super important when you do psychedelics because that's almost the whole, like all of your emotions will stem from what you're playing.
Is there just like a specific psychedelic drug you go to for creativity, or is it all the same? Acid all the way?
Acid's my favorite just because, like I was
LSD is the
saying,
best.
it's more
So you're saying
mechanical
LSD, you're saying
and
acid.
Same thing.
That's the same thing.
yeah, it's the same shit. I mean,
Lysergic
unless
acid is what I
okay,
say.
key note, dude. If it's bitter, it's a spitter. So like, there's things that are acid. And
Yeah.
it's fucking weak, dude. If you taste it, spit it the fuck out. Like real LSD shouldn't
And if
taste
you
like
taste
that.
it, it's probably a phenethylamine, which is what ecstasy and Molly are under. So that's kind of the experience that you'll get if you can taste it. But you can still have a fine time on those.
Yeah, I had one where I tasted, and it was like the craziest like hallucinations I've had, but like also fucked my shit up for 3 months.
So since Grant's the only one on it before that doesn't do it, what would you say sparks your creativity?
Cocaine and hookers, probably, right?
Yeah.
How many and how much money do you spend on
What
one?
was that girl's name we dropped off before we got there?
We didn't use her name for it.
She wanted a shout out.
Oh, did she?
Oh,
Before we dropped her off?
you were passed out.
Oh, that's right. I was passed out.
I mean, but clearly they get inspired and create, like they tap into their creative they can use it when they use psychedelics, but like for
Hookers?
you, dude, if you can get inspired and spark creativity with hookers, I feel like that'd be a bigger
Who
business.
doesn't get inspired by hookers, man?
People that don't call hookers.
Who doesn't?
Grant, you don't fuck
Well,
with
everyone?
hookers?
Oh, I'm like 12, remember?
He's
Yeah.
12. But yeah, what sparks your creativity?
I don't know. I think just perspective, like talking to other people about what they're doing creatively. Like, I like the idea of traveling,
Yeah.
especially musically, like just asking other people what they're listening to. And you may not like it, but just like keeping an open mind and like
Earlier-
having perspective.
When we were talking about drugs, you're like, "Oh, you're an anomaly," but like you're a fucking anomaly, dude.
Grant is an
Like,
anomaly.
You are actually fucking weird in the sense that
Wait,
like, you're
why?
20.
In a good way.
Dude, like for Vince at Swift, like
No, I think that-
fucking 20-year-old Grant hangs
that's
with
drug use
fucking
and logic.
33-year-old.
Don't
20
do drugs.
plus
It's so weird because everyone
years
I
of
know
music,
does do
like-
drugs. Like, because
Well, I had
I'm
to
saying,
like,
dude.
because they do drugs.
I had to get used to that really quick though. 'Cause when I was really young, I was playing like working like gigs. Like I was like a working quote unquote musician since I was super young. So I was like around people that were older than me. So you had to like kind of fucking shape up really quick.
Yeah.
You
It's not
know,
black.
because like you're covering like I was like actually I was 15 when I met Christian.
Yeah,
Was
we
that
met
the-
him. You were young. Yeah,
Yeah, I was super young.
I
So it
thought-
was
I
like
thought
everyone
it was
around me
like,
was
oh,
older.
black.
So I was like
I
I
thought
had
it
to
was
like
black.
figure it out. You
I
know.
got black.
Well, it's not even about figuring it out. It's just like get
If
used
you want
It's
to.
brown. No, it's,
he's an amazing musician, and
there's
like,
so
he's just-
much brown. I
we
feel
both
bad.
come from a freelancing performance
That's gonna make it
Yeah.
worse.
world, and like when you're working on the job, like you just learn from all the older
Right.
Yeah, it's like
I
keep your
thought
mouth shut and
you-
do it right. But this is cool because like this is the first time I've had like a little more say than that.
Sure.
Just because like I actually really like this because the stuff that Christian and I used to do before this project. Well, you've done your shit, but like the times I've done stuff
Oh,
with you
yeah, that's
has been in like the professional musician circuit. So like working musicians, and like it's so cool to get to play this music because it's a little closer to like what got me into playing music seriously.
Exactly. I appreciate that. That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, where the hell did Geekd come from? What's the story about that?
My imagination. So stimulants, yeah.
Stimulants?
Literally from honestly drugs, man. But the story in short
Yeah.
is I used to be a freelance musician, and like I went to school for music, and I was supposed to be in CSO, and I was doing all this orchestral music shit. Well, conservatory basically.
Chicago Symphony.
Yeah, Chicago.
Is it really?
Yeah, I wasn't. I wasn't in it, but I was building up to that, and then like halfway through school, and I was having a hard time. Like I was like, dude, I don't really like this shit anymore. Then I tripped, and I was like, well, yeah, I definitely don't like this shit anymore. And then I was like, I want to like write my own music. My father's a songwriter, and I was like, I really enjoy this.
Yeah.
And it was just a constant battle because like I'm about to finish a 4-year degree in music, and I'm playing gigs, and I'm going to continue to play gigs so I can pay for my rent. But I don't enjoy it, and I want to write music, and you don't really make much money writing music in the beginning.
Right.
And it's like rock and roll versus classical music, and it was this huge problem. And little by little, I was able to start to move towards what I wanted to do, and it all exploded when COVID hit. Because with COVID, you don't have a music industry anymore. Like, our music industry is dead right now. There's no gigs out there. If there are, it's very scarce.
Oh, mine really, right?
Yeah, it's teaching. And if you're going to play a show online, like, you're not making money. It's not like that.
Right.
So anyways, like, that's gone. And early March, I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? Kind of happy not to be playing. And I realized, like, well, now I have time to, like, write and make a record.
Right.
And so that's what I did. I had some songs, and I went to a studio with my buddy Vince, and I did everything. And I made everything, and we had to do it alone because it was COVID. And from there, I had a record, and I was like, now I want to play some shows. So I hit up all these guys, and they were nice enough to want to play, and we've been rehearsing, and this was our first performance. And
How do you guys think you did? Did you like it?
yeah, I thought it was pretty damn good.
You're always your own worst critic, though. So
Yeah.
Even though you wanted to redo every song, I think it sounded great.
No, I wanted to. It was a really exciting experience because it was the first time we'd ever like truly gone through it for people, and
Right.
like all the way through. And like you're always gonna want to change things, but it was a really beautiful experience. Like little things here and there make it nice.
Right.
It makes it surreal and well, not surreal. It makes it realistic and visceral. And yeah, I really enjoyed it.
That song, Hikikomori, not to cut you off, but was that inspired from COVID? Because that literally means...
he did his research.
Well, yeah, it's a Japanese term for, withdrawing, abnormally withdrawing from social life, I guess.
Yeah, no, very good, very good. I think it came out of COVID. That's when I wrote it. But honestly, like I'm an introvert. I don't like people. I don't like being around people that much.
Yeah.
And those feelings were always there, and they definitely were exacerbated with like COVID. But I wouldn't say it was like because of this. Like I've honestly felt more comfortable during the pandemic, being by myself and just like chilling.
Well, you're kind of in your element.
Yeah, this is my world, and like Hikikomori is actually me in the perspective of like regular world where everyone is like super happy to be doing shit, and like I'm watching them do it, and like I kind of want to do it, but like I don't, and it's conflicting. Like I feel like everyone's like out there having fun, and I'm like afraid to order at Chipotle because I have anxiety, and it's like what the fuck, it's like stupid shit. Like you don't realize it. You don't realize it's a thing until you start thinking about it, and like you start realizing that like hey, it's not bad, but
No, I know what you mean.
you know what I'm saying?
You have a song, I think it's called Daydream, right?
You do.
There's it almost sounds like a voicemail that's
It is.
playing synonymously in the back. Well, we were wondering if, there was any kind of sentimental meaning behind that. It sounded like your mom, maybe.
It was my mom and my
It was
dad.
your mom and your dad, and
Yeah.
a voicemail.
It's a fun little track because it wasn't supposed to be. It was only supposed to be the other three, and then we got rid of one.
Yeah.
The song, it was like a stupid like love song for this chick, and I was like, it doesn't fit. And I ended up fucking on piano, fucking around, and we made the song, and then I was like, I need something. And I had this voice memo of me and my dad having a conversation, and he was telling me a story, and I wanted to get it on like recording because like he tells all these stories, and like I want to be able to have it,
Yeah.
forever. And so I didn't tell him. I just started recording, and then my mom came in, and it was this whole like funny like fiasco, and it was perfect. Like it was just a little capture, a snippet of time.
Okay. Why is it called Jingle?
Daydream.
Or Daydream, yeah.
Well, it's the idea is like there's this like little the recording, and that's kind of like a memory, and it's
Gotcha.
kind of fits together like imagining like this day going
Yeah.
back to that memory. And it's a very personal song for me to my parents because I kind of had a rough relationship with them early on, and it was like kind of like a forgiveness thing, like us kind of reuniting in a way.
That's awesome, man.
Thanks.
We thought there was something there, we just didn't know for sure.
Yeah, man, it's a fun world too.
How long have you guys known each other?
Me and my mom.
You guys are so
What? 3
Well,
months?
I guess technically that can be a good question.
No.
If you have,
I was fucking.
like a stepmom or
Yeah, no, that's a
Two
totally
moms,
valid
maybe.
question. These guys, I've known Nick the longest. I've known him since like 8th grade.
yeah.
We met at an audition, and we actually didn't like each other for quite a while. And then we were like, "Yeah, you're pretty dope." So we were
It
percussionists.
took a bit.
Yeah, it took a couple of years.
Now you guys are in a band.
Yeah, man, he's dope as fuck.
Christian was just too good, and everyone didn't like him.
No, that's not true. I was just a
It was
piece of shit.
definitely
in high
It's
school.
definitely true.
And then I started
Oh my
smoking weed.
goodness.
Not true. But he's really fucking dope, and I've known him forever. These two guys, I met both at musicals performances. We were all in like that freelancing musician world, and I met you playing West Side Story. He was playing
16.
fucking concert, like classical bass. Like, this guy's very versatile.
Yeah.
And I met you playing Urinetown.
Yeah.
Like very odd, random meetings, and I've just known them for years. And as I was trying to put this thing together, I was like thinking like, what would I want? And a very eclectic personality group, but like they're all amazing musicians and they're all very cool, and it just gels very nicely.
Yeah.
A lot nicer than I imagined, given how different we are.
You guys sounded great, honestly.
Thank you, appreciate it.
It was a pleasure.
You guys were great with the cameras, man.
We were trying.
And
I
very
felt like I was in your
accommodating.
bubble.
I thought you were all in the bubble, man.
But that's fine, I guess. We'll have some good shots.
And we did.
I'd like to come back with my band sometime. Maybe
Yeah, of
after,
course.
maybe once the fucking pandemic
Yeah.
dies up
Oh,
a
this
little
stuff
bit. This
slows
whole
down.
mask thing is fucking.
Carter's got a bunch of music projects. He's also an amazing songwriter.
Dude, yeah, you're always more than welcome.
This was not.
Fucking hate people, dude. Yeah,
So-
that band.
This question would probably be more appealing to you, but for everyone, if you had to choose between music or art and not using music as a form of art,
Oh man.
but you can only live with one for the rest of your life.
Like participating or just enjoy?
An art form to replace music in my
Amazing.
life.
Or one or the other. Like
You
visual.
just have to pick one, but you couldn't be associated with whatever one you didn't pick, I guess.
But what are my choices again?
Just music and art in general. So like visual art versus hearing art,
Dude,
I
I'm
guess.
so ass at visual art. Like,
Hearing art.
definitely
Absolutely.
hearing it.
So you go with hearing. So you just. So okay. What about and then what about you?
I'm terrible at visual art. This is honestly the first time I've painted, probably since like Grant was like, "Oh, dude, yeah, like you didn't paint in 5th grade." Like I'm fucking might have, but like, dude, no. Like the visual shit is not my shit. Like I can do music, but everything else is not this. Like
That makes sense. Though. I mean, it's pretty easy. I feel like it'd be really hard to give up music. You know.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
probably I would pick music just because like you can. This is more. I think it's more. I don't know. It seems to be more diverse.
It is.
You
Yeah.
have all these different genres and you can play it. It's painting. Like I love painting, but after a while, it's only so many colors.
Well, it's because you
It's
don't.
boring.
Because you're just getting into painting, so it's like you
It's
haven't
true.
unlocked every rabbit hole like you have with music.
It's very true.
So it's like, so you're like just starting and you think you've exhausted every possibility right now, but that's just because you don't have enough like tools yet.
It's very true.
Like I was talking to Nick about this. Like I don't fucking trust
2
people that
minutes.
think they're like really good at
Where did the
shit
time go?
all the
Yeah,
time. 'Cause
yeah.
it's like you just haven't like learned enough about it to like unlock all the rabbit holes that craft has to offer.
It's very true.
Like I've never met someone who says they like play guitar or something and they're like, yeah, I'm really good, and they've been good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When you're not humble.
Like
at first.
yeah, it's always and like you have to have a healthy relationship with the craft. You know, you can't just be like, oh, I fucking suck, but like also there has to be a little bit of that. It's not self-deprecation. It's just, it's.
Well, to me, I've considered instruments are like a puzzle that you never solve. If you're actually taking it seriously.
Well, that's a scary thing.
And there's always more pieces. Even if you complete part of the jigsaw, it opens up a whole other thing that you learn you have to do, and then you just have to kind of be happy with how much you've completed. And when we all die, there's still going to be more of the puzzle that could have been completed, but we didn't. So that just ties into.
Well, it's like the
If
thing.
you say, "Yeah, I'm good at guitar," I mean, you're good. You also know how little you know.
You never stop learning, so that makes sense with that alone. Like, you shouldn't ever stop learning.
And I run into guitarists who can keep up with me. It's just kind of like, they can't keep up with me on drums then, or they can't keep up with my lyrics, or they can't keep up with anything. It's like, I'll just always diversify to anybody who thinks that they're as good as I am.
No, that definitely makes sense, man. So I guess the last thing would be, if you had to have a reason, it could be anything, why would you say the hummingbird sucks?
I could give you lots of them.
Dude, just give me your best.
Probably the biggest one right now, just because we're in the moment, is talking to you. It's not been a good experience. I don't like this. And,
But I hope I made you very uncomfortable.
You did. I want it to end as soon as possible. When are we ending? Are we almost done?
Time's up, by the way.
Thank God. Just kidding. That was great.
That's awesome.
I got the other one.
Yeah, right? Hey, it's worked out pretty nice. Not bad.
That's dope.
That was fun, man. I fucking enjoyed that.
Everyone can introduce their paintings.
Sure. Oh yeah, I'd love to. Well, I don't like naming my paintings.
This isn't
I don't-
good at all.
I gotta name last time I checked, I made the rules for this.
It's not gonna happen, man.
Just kidding.
It's called
No,
gender neutral
I'm
balance.
gonna call this one number 1.
Can you show that one on this camera?
Sure. Here you go. This is my painting. It's
I can go shit. That's sick as hell.
what's up?
That's sick as hell.
Oh, thanks, man.
I like that.
I just wanted to.
I'm in the abstract.
You know, the devices don't have to be complex for the product to be quite beautiful. Also, this is not going to work anymore. I shouldn't have used my debit card.
Use debit card.
It's probably useless now.
Why would you do that?
Because I had shit to do. I had to make art.
Yeah, but there's a lot of other things that are shaped like that.
It's not true. I don't know what. I was in the.
Would you like to introduce yours?
Yeah.
That's very funny.
It's very not abstract.
So perfect.
It's like the least abstract thing.
It's definitely abstract.
No,
So
we'll see like what
perfectly
happened. I think it's kind of sick though, because like all the shit like meets in the middle. I was like, I'm gonna combine them all so it looks like shit. But it's kind of.
We'll see in a bit, right?
It's alright.
You said you were gonna buy us all
Yeah,
Taco
it seems
Bell.
like this is everything
say
like
that.
around here, just like meets in the middle.
Sorry guys, I painted on my debit card.
I can't.
You're still taking
Grant, you got this, right?
Oh, I got what? What do you want?
Taco Bell on the way home.
Oh.
Like,
I fucked up. I
Oh
was
yeah.
supposed to do
No,
that.
you should just like oh yeah, here's the number.
Just
Just like
kidding.
read the number on the card.
yeah,
Is
right.
that- Can they do that?
They can do that.
Taco Bell once a week.
I'm not sure if Taco Bell can actually. I don't know. if
Would you
Taco
two
Bell
like
can.
to
Dude, they
introduce
broke my
yours?
debit card one time. They
Oh,
dropped
you're on
it.
the side?
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
You
you
guys
guys are so good.
introduce your painting.
That's,
Oh, yeah, time's
I
up,
just
by the
looked at
way.
that right now. It's so good.
Oh, I can't paint anymore? I got it. Paintbrush is down.
You're cut off.
Okay.
This is it.
Cheaters.
I forgot.
Sorry.
Oh.
Well, hey,
Someone
I
like-
someone-
Christian was supposed to go over the
What's it?
rules, and he went on this
Somebody-
whole
yeah,
tirade
right.
about abstractism
Goodbye.
versus
I know
realism.
someone with that.
Who makes sure loses?
Yeah.
But you get to as a gift.
I like
This
it.
is
Yeah,
this is called
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
Cracked
it.
Chapped Earth.
Yeah, this will dry in like about 5 minutes.
It's
A lot of good colors in there.
it's
Thank you.
Earth.
You
These
should
are
check out,
headstones. There's 12 of them.
Gerard
12 hours of
I'll
it.
write down for you.
And I guess it kind
This
of
is
looks
kind
like
of
a
the style.
coronavirus.
It's very simple. Like, you just put,
So there you
bunch
go.
of colors
So
and
yeah,
fucking-
I mean, I guess first
Mixing
thing
together.
I've ever painted,
It's
whatever.
effective, but simple.
No, yeah.
But also, I was told it was supposed to be a fucking album cover.
That's true.
So like, you
I
know,
did see
painted-
more about
I had
that.
a
That
fucking
Mac
album
Miller
done on it.
album cover.
Oh yeah, what? I love
Yeah,
that.
it's supposed to be
You,
Mac Miller's
you know that
thing.
Blink-182
It's not very
album
good.
with the nerd
Um,
porn star on it.
But
Yeah.
like,
He's
I'm
in
proud
like
of
the
it.
nurse
So
outfit.
that's
You got the
cool.
Beatles.
That's a great one.
I love that one. I have a T-shirt of that.
That's all the small things. That
But yeah, you know,
yeah.
fucking
That was like.
It's a good record.
been a fan. Fucking sucks now. Like it doesn't suck, but it just sucks
Right.
to listen to. Like
From
it's
Mac.
not fucking that, you know.
Yeah, that's so sad.
It's cool with the 27 clubs, the whole bitch being 26
Right.
and not doing shit with your life. So like,
Life starts when you're 30, right?
That's what you're telling me.
I don't know.
I think. Oh, we're
That's why Jesus was crucified when he was 30.
No, Caleb, show us yours.
Big 3-0.
Can you show us this
Well, when he was 30
Yeah.
something, because one's just like it takes you until
I'm not a
it takes you
painter.
until then to
Oh my
mature
God.
into an actual spiritual.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dude, this is gonna be
Serious?
We're gonna see Caleb's
You'll
drawing.
all burn in hell.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
Caleb, what do you got?
this is. I'm not a painter at all, but I call this staring into my soul.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Boo! Garbage as hell.
It is literally not great. I don't know how to do
It's like
abstract.
a parrot.
I like it.
What the fuck is
I
that?
like it.
I just want
Is
someone.
that a butthole?
Dude, I literally just want you to look at this and
I did. It
be
sucks.
lost,
Yeah, damn, dude.
be lost in my unartist
I like it.
parrot's eye.
event.
I'll trade you. You can take one.
Dude, you don't need to take.
I love that, dude. It's very
Get
nice.
out,
It's
dude.
wonderful.
Have you heard of blowing smoke in someone's ears?
No. Is that what I'm doing?
I think so.
I really do like it.
Or gaslighting is what it's called.
It's not gaslighting.
No, gaslighting is when you
Stroking
like
his
someone
ego.
talks about shit and then you like treat them like they're crazy. And
That's what you're doing right now, actually. Me.
Dude, I love that.
I love
How
that.
are you not
I
like
love
that?
that. I do
This-
like that. I'm saying I like
Now
that.
he says he's an asshole, and now I'm looking at a colorful asshole.
One last thing I'll ask you guys. Each one of you guys,
Are we still recording?
you two, yeah, you
Oh,
two have this camera, you two have that camera. You guys can plug whatever you guys want. You guys go down the row.
Oh, well, I'm going to plug my band, Geekd. We're on Spotify and all streaming platforms. You can find me also at Christian Lolo Moreno on Instagram.
Seymour Lolo.
Seymour Lolo. Also, hi to my mom. Your turn,
Alright.
Chris.
Plugging anything?
Nah, I got
You have a
it.
Energy
recital.
drink?
He has a recital tomorrow for
Oh.
Eastman, which is one of the best music
Well,
schools
no,
in the
it's
country.
not for. No, this was like my own thing. I was just like reflecting on the year, and I was like, I felt like it'd be great to just like put on a show where I just pay tribute to like all of my favorite bass players, like people that made me pick up the instrument. So it's just gonna be. We're going live from Swift Road Studios in Arlington Heights, and we're just gonna play some of like the music from my favorite bass players. Yeah.
Hell
That's dope.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Swift Road Studios is also where the album was recorded. And
Sure,
where
that
we
place
rehearsed.
fucks.
Swift Road Studios with Vince Ippolito. Your turn.
I
No,
don't.
he doesn't get to plug.
Oh, you don't
I
get
don't
to.
have anything.
Carter. It's Carter's turn.
Go hang music. Which one?
That one.
Right.
Go hang music, as in go hang yourself music.
Yeah.
Misanthropic industrial folk rock.
There we go. We're all
Right.
very.
So my band is Lit House, but we don't have anything out.
Good
It's
change.
the Lighthouse, but it's spelled Lit House, so like.
Oh, man.
But then also, if you need anything weed related or vape related, Milky Wave Smoke Shop in Lyle, Illinois, I own that bitch. It fucks.
How far is that, by the way, from here?
Ooh,
Probably over an hour.
An hour and a half.
2 hours and a half.
It's worth it though.
But most
Yeah,
bands are
it's
from
safe.
Chicago. Most of our reviews from Chicago, so actually that works out.
Yeah, no, it's badass.
That
I
is-
guess Caleb could plug something.
Dude, if I had one thing to plug, it'd be get these guys' songs on Spotify over 1,500 at least by next month.
Yes, please. New record's coming out in January, or it's going to be recorded in January. So
Give it a fucking play.
listen to my
Come out at some point.
Come
What?
out.
What about your butt plugs?
My butt.
Hey, ready?
We're out. And we're out.
Edit!
Alright.
Good.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
I did want to ask you, what's your favorite